Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, hope you're well. This is my second video of the day that's MCOC related, and this one is all about Man-Thing. Now for a lot of players, they may not know who Man-Thing is, so what we're going to do is go over the source material, the comic book abilities, and how this will transcend into MCOC when it is launched in the coming week. Also, before going anywhere, please hit the like button, subscribe, as well as the post notifications on all, please, it really supports the channel. And when I'm at New York Comic Con, which I think I'm actually flying as this video is launched, I think. The fact is, I'll be at New York Comic Con, so I'll be able to get you all the latest scoops of what's going on in the coming months and maybe even the coming year. But enough about me, let's get down to business with this fella here. So Man-Thing begins life as Dr. Ted Sallis, who is a biochemistry professor who worked at the Empire State University. The United States Army recruited him into Project Sulphur, which aimed to allow soldiers to survive biochemical warfare. With the Army, Sallis developed serum SO-2, which gave its user immunity to all known toxic biochemicals. The biggest problem is that serum didn't work as intended because it turned its users into monsters. Later on, after leaving the army, he has a chance encounter with Curt Connors, who lost his arm. Now, they talk about the idea of creating a super soldier serum, which is kind of a Captain America 2.0 type scenario. Unfortunately, that doesn't really transpire, but they work together under the understanding of regenerative tissues and DNA. Much more later on from this, Sallis gets involved with S.H.I.E.L.D. and they move him to the Florida Everglades to do something called Project Gladiator. Sallis, like a lot of scientists very involved in his work, neglected his then wife, who then conspires with the evil organization AIM in order to take Sallis' formula for obviously nefarious purposes. Sallis makes the decision to flee and in the process crashes his vehicle. He has very horrible injuries and is given one option, and that is to inject himself with his SO2 formula. This particular version of the serum is better than the previous because it has more regeneration properties based on the work with Curt Connors. And also mixed with the mystical powers of the Everglades, this is where we get the mystic nod in Marvel Contest of Champions, and therefore creating Man-Thing. I do think there were a lot of people very surprised at the fact that Man-Thing is a mystic, but I guess this kind of explains things. We don't really go into further detail what mystical properties are associated with the Everglades themselves, but here's the thing, it's Marvel, they did it in the past, and that's the overriding factor, rather than saying that the scientific formula is the thing that is making the character better. Because in all actuality, if there wasn't anything to do with the Everglades turning him into a swamp-like creature, then he'd just be a big, bulky, kind of humanoid monster. For anyone interested if the characters made it to the big screen, well, there are two instances where that's happened. In this terrible early 2000s film, which actually has the nod of Marvel Entertainment or Marvel, this was before the Marvel Cinematic Universe really kicked off, and we really only had quality Marvel films like Blade as an option, and obviously all the other rights were just scattered about. Also, for those that have watched Thor Ragnarok, will appreciate the sculpture that is honouring him as a champion of Sakaar. Based on the abilities and the whole makeup of the character, this could be a really powerful champion, especially considering the fact of his immortality, not just his regenerative abilities, but also considering the fact that this guy could be not just poison immune, but bleed immune, have this kind of double immunity. I'm not sure if you could go as far as say any other type of immunities because, well, Incinerate, you'd just be setting fire to him, so that could be something. I don't know, it depends on how they do this oozing thing and how they tap into the swamp kind of stuff. Will it have any kind of flame resistancy to it? I don't know. But there's going to be a main point of physical resistance that is going to be prevalent with this character. Also, will Kabam tap into the strengths and weaknesses? The strengths being like he should be incredibly strong, but also the weaknesses being that if there's time that he's not unable to tap into this kind of swamp for power type ability, then, well, he's going to deteriorate over the space of the battle. But that's kind of rubbish to kind of think that, okay, so he starts off incredibly strong, gets weaker as the battle goes on. but maybe there's a top up type thing. You can just do like, okay, do SP3 and you top up X amount of swamp buffs or something like that, where he's able to tap into more power again. I was thinking to myself, what's the extent of power with this character? And as read here, in response to emotional provocation, his body produces fuming sulfuric acid, which can cause severe burns when in contact with the flesh of emoting beings. So basically like humans or specific type of aliens. When the being ceases to radiate emotion, the Man-Thing's body ceases production of acid and secretes a mild soapy mucus that tends to neutralize the acid. The Man-Thing will only attack a being that emotionally provokes him. So how would that factor into the game? Would it be a case that certain beings, well, most beings would emote? Venom obviously wouldn't be a character that would emote. King Groot wouldn't be a character that emotes. So therefore, would they be less susceptible to having this kind of acid based damage, or would they be a case that as soon as you attack, you then have to go away? Similar to like attacking into Omega Red and building up things like those death spores. Like, because what you're doing essentially is you're getting close to the problem. So the solution is to get away. Either way, the character could be a lot more powerful. I'm really glad that it's a Mystic, because at the end of the day, we don't have strong characters coming into the Mystic line. And fingers crossed that Kabam make a powerful Mystic character that has decent immunities to it, but at the same time retains a huge amount of damage. And I think through damage debuffs from this kind of sulfuric acid oozing could be a really excellent touch for the community and as well as the contest. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this character? Have it in the comment section down below. And Elsa Bloodstone, how do you feel about that? I've got a video tie-in coming up from the Tuesday video, which is the puzzle video. I've then got a video coming out tomorrow, which is all about Guillotine 2099 and expanding the 2099 universe with Doctor Doom. So do check out that video tomorrow. I'm in America. I'm either flying now, I'm in flight, or whatever. The fact is, I will hopefully get to see people at New York Comic Con, but also I'll kind of like let people know where I'm hanging out and stuff. So if anybody's about that wants to say hello, please say hello, because I don't know if this will be the only time I get to go to America, because obviously I've got a wedding to save up for. #life. Thanks very much for watching this comic book history and also abilities from the source material video. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Also subscribe for more Marvel based content and also some other kind of weird VR Marvel based content as well. People love that. Check out some content here, some content here. Don't forget to keep notified after the 28th, because I'll be posting so much stuff and also New York Comic Con stuff. So do bear in mind, fresh content, fresh stuff that's going to be from the New York Comic Con announcements for MCOC and also Marvel games. So keep locked to that. Bye bye for now.